Hi there. If you have ever done sales in your life, or if you are doing sales right now, then one of the most important activities you are doing is analyzing your performance in the calls and in the meetings with the customers. How do you do that? You go back to the recordings, you go back to the meetings of yourself or of your team, and you see what were the questions that the customer asked which your team was not able to answer or answer correctly. What were the objections that your team was not able to handle? And what were the things that your top performance did well, which your average performance didn't, right? That is a very important part of running a sales org. So in this video, what I will show you is how can you take all the meeting calls, all the recordings, and use AI to get feedback of what worked and what did not work for each of the calls, and then combine all of them, and on top of that you get a feedback on what worked in which call and what did not work, right? So that is exactly what I'm going to show you, and this is a very simple, very fast tutorial, so try to keep up with me. I will link every single thing that I talk about in the description, so you don't have to get scared if you don't get something. All right, so let's get started now. This is how it works. So we are going to use a workflow builder, a tool called na10. This is na10.io. Now this is a workflow builder that is open source. You can download it on your PC and run it for free, or you can use their cloud option and subscribe to their 20 bucks a month subscription, which I have not done. I have done it on my own PC because I don't like to I just don't want to use the cloud version, that's all. Now, so that is the first part. Now, the second thing that is really important here is, for the sake of this video, I have stored one single sales call in this Google Sheet. So it basically contains the URL of the video, of the recording, name of the sales rep, calls date, prospect's name, prospect's company, and what did this sales rep intend to achieve with this call, what is the nature of my business, and whether this particular call is addressed by my AI workflow or not, because I only want to work on one call only once, right? I don't want to do it again and again. So this flag is also important. Now let me quickly show you the call itself so you understand what we are going to work with.
Thank you for calling Nissan. My name is Lauren. Can I have your name?
Yeah, my name is John Smith.
Thank you, John. How can I help you?
I was just calling about to see how much it would cost to update the map in my car.
I'd be happy to help you with that today. Did you receive a mailer from us?
I did. Do you need the customer number?
Yes, please.
Alright, so I'm not going to show you this whole workflow because I don't want to waste your time, but basically this lady is trying to sell him the map upgrade, right? So let's get started. So the first thing that we will do is we will fetch that call's details from Google Sheet to our workflow. How do we do that? So we use something called a Google Sheets node. If you don't know how to do it, check out my previous video. If you don't know what this means, how to set up your credentials, check out my previous video, or I will also leave link to the tutorial on how to do it in the description. So I don't want to waste your time. Now I will run this particular node individually, and what will it give me? So it will give me all the rows from my Google Sheet where the addressed is no, because I have put that filter and I only want to work on calls which are not addressed yet. So that is the first part. Second thing we will do is we will take all this data and we will convert a Google Drive file ID, which is something I'm extracting from the URL. So this part you see is the Drive file ID. Meeting is current date and time in a Unix format. This is the download URL that I'm building with the Google Drive. Then I will use that drive file ID to create a download URL. So when I copy and paste this URL in my browser, it only provides me the video recording. I actually want it to get downloaded automatically. And for that we have to use something called download URL. Right, so I'm basically extracting all that, assigning different names to all those values, and this is the final output. So this is what we already have from the earlier step, and these are the things that we have newly added in our this particular set variable step. Again, if you don't know what that means, don't worry, not that important. Just copy from my workflow. Okay, so you got the download URL. Now I'm going to use something called an HTTP node. It basically, it's as good as opening a URL in your browser, right? So that is why we made the download URL. So soon as this node opens this URL, a file automatically gets downloaded. So let's run this step, and that's what is going to happen. The file will get downloaded automatically here. right? So you see it. Now after the file is downloaded, we are going to save this file somewhere, right? So we are going to save it at this particular location, that is slash temp input video. After it is saved, I am going to use a service called Lemon Fox Transcriptions. Let me just show that to you quickly. So there is a service called lemonfox.ai which offers a speech to text model called which was actually made by OpenAI. It is called Whisper Large. Okay, now there are a lot of ways to use that model. You can use Grok API, you can download it on your own PC and do it. It's a little more complicated, so that is why I have used this service. You don't have to, but it's simple and it's super cheap. This will cost you $5 a month for about 3 hours of recording, for every 3 hours of recording. So this is pretty affordable service if you ask me. So I'm going to use this service in my workflow. If you don't know how to use this, you can just give out this document to ChatGPT and it will produce this entire node for you. So not that, again, not that difficult. All right. So that is the one part, and second part, yes, that I have missed, is you have to create API key. So I'm going to create a new API key here. Yep, here it is. And I will run this step. So here's our output. It looks something like this. There is one big chunk of text, and then there is every single word broken down. All right, so now I have the response. Now this is the crucial part, and this is the real meat of the call. This is probably why you're watching it. Now we are going to use something called an AI agent node. I will give it the input, which is the call's transcripts, and I will give it really good prompts. This prompt is really where the time is. Everything else is pretty simple and straightforward, but you create this kind of a prompt and it will give you bang for your buck. Here basically what I'm saying is, you can copy paste this from my screen by the way. Basically what I'm saying is, you are an expert sales coach and conversation analyst with 15 years of experience, and I want you to basically analyze the calls. You can read through the prompt later on. And along with that, that is called system prompt. Along with that, I am providing something called a user prompt. So in this prompt, I'm actually describing the input that I'm giving it from the previous node. So here I'm giving it the text, the one single block of text, and the JSON, which segments the entire dialogue, right? So we will use AI, and we will use in particular the chat GPT-4o mini model. You can use any model. You can use even llama 3.3. I have observed it to give a good enough response, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show chat GPT. Again, you can swap this thing out with direct chat GPT node or perplexity node or Claude or something like that, or Gemini. You can plug and play whatever works for you, but I prefer open router and AI agent. Makes it cheaper and more versatile. So I have the output, I have the analysis done by AI, what it did right, what it did not do right. Now this is a little hard to read, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this directly into Google Sheet. So what am I doing here? I am inputting the standard data which I had early on, and on top of that I am giving the transcribed text. I'm giving it the transcription with timestamp and the AI feedback. Now, why are these two important? Because we are here doing only for one call. To do this analysis across calls, you have to get all these transcripts in one place. So I will show you in a bit. So let's just go ahead and log this. And here we have the output. Now in this output we have the transcription text and the timestamps and the AI feedback. So it has a good, she has a good rapport, effective discovery and questioning, clear value proposition delivery, and then it is giving areas for improvement where enhance rapport after initial contact, expand on object handling, clarify and offer details, and there are in detail examples on analysis. Now this is something that I have done with my own prompt, but as you refine your prompt, you refine it for your company, your business in particular, and you can actually even go down to refining it for each salesperson, that for this guy, this is his weakness, can you judge him on this, did he do well or did she do well. You can do a lot of things here, the scope is very large. Alright, now let me just show what I was telling you earlier. So once you have all of these calls in one place, in this case in Google Sheet, you can use Gemini to ask which salesperson, let's try it out, which salesperson spoke nicest to the customer. All right, so thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got something of worth your time out of this. I made this workflow because I have used such products and I absolutely despise them. They are too expensive and pathetic at the same time. I built this to make something simple and really cheap, and still does a great job for small businesses, for small teams, and I hope you like it. I will link this workflow down in the description. I usually sell stuff like this at least online, at least for 50 bucks. But for all viewers of this channel, you will get it at 20 bucks. That is not even 20 bucks. I'll link it for 19 bucks, $19. So yeah, if you find this useful, go ahead and buy it. If you liked this and if you want to hire me for similar services in your business, go ahead and contact me. My contact details are also in the description. Have a great day. Thank you so much for your time, and peace.